We will have the exchanges on the Singapore side, Dr. Vivian Balakrishna, Minister for Foreign Affairs. On the Indian side, Dr. S. Jaishankar, External Affairs Minister of India. The two documents, please. Thank you, Ministers. We next have the exchange of Memorandum of Understanding between India and Singapore concerning cooperation on a green and digital shipping corridor. This will be exchanged on the Singapore side by Mr. Jeffrey Sao, Acting Minister for Transport and Senior Minister of State for Finance, Singapore, and Shri Sarbanand Sonowal, Honorable Minister of Port, Shipping and Waterways, India. Thank you, Ministers. We next have the exchange of Memorandum of Understanding between Airports Authority of India and the Civil Aviation Authority of Singapore for training, research and development in the field of civil aviation. This will be exchanged on the Singapore side by the High Commissioner of Singapore to India, Mr. Simon Wong, and on the Indian side by Shri Samir Kumar Sinha, Secretary Civil Aviation. Thank you, gentlemen. We next have the exchange of Memorandum of Understanding between the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, India, and the Ministry of Trade Industry, Republic of Singapore, for establishing a National Center on Excellence for Skilling in Advanced Manufacturing at the National Skill Training Institute, Chennai. This will be exchanged on the Singapore side by the High Commissioner of Singapore, Mr. Simon Wong, and on the Indian side by Shri Vikram Misri, Foreign Secretary. Thank you, gentlemen. We next have the exchange of Memorandum of Understanding between Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Centre and the Economic Development Board, Office of Space Technology and Industry, Singapore, on promoting collaboration in space sector. This will be exchanged on the Singapore side by Mr. Johnson Hung, Executive Director, Austin, and on the Indian side by Shri P. Kumran, Secretary, East.
All right, let's in fact go across to my colleague Rishabh, who's joining us in the broadcast with more details. The Prime Minister of Singapore is in India for a 3-day visit. Of course, the focus is on boosting economic ties. At the moment, these are visuals and according to the commentary, Memorandum of Understanding between two countries on multiple sectors.
Well, definitely. See, Singapore and India have long-lasting economic ties. Just last month, the whole cabinet came in for the intergovernmental ministerial level meeting here, including the Deputy Prime Minister, the Finance Minister, the Defense Ministers, and all. Now the Prime Minister of Singapore, Lawrence Wong, is in India, and the MoUs are being signed. So basically, the things that have been discussed during the ministerial talk have been now signed. And what are these MoUs? Very clearly, the MoUs are on green energy, digital shipping corridor, airport authorities. India and Singapore are coming together for skill development. So in a way, mobility. So both India and Singapore do understand that how in this new shaping world order, India and Singapore are important for each other, and that's why I believe that this is in a way very strong bonding happening. When it comes to Singapore, Singapore is a very small city state, as we call it. But the way it has improved its economy, improved its living standards, is something that is a lesson. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi, remember, his first visit was sadly for the Lee Kuan's final ride after taking over in 2014 itself. Since then, there have been multifaceted, collaboration between India and Singapore, and both the countries have made, forward movement in these relationships,
right,
from defense to technology to UPIs to DPI. Everything is coming together for both the countries, and now many MoUs being signed.
All right, Rishabh, thank you very much for putting things into context.